Tonight on Podcast Them Down, Beers of the Round Table.
Podcast Them Down!
Hail Metal Nation, we're starting 2024 by ripping off someone's idea from 20 years ago. So,
point of order, it was only 15 years ago.
I'm rounding up.
Okay.
20 sounds better.
All right.
So, Matt, you're... explain what's going on.
Okay, so...
and then we'll argue about ground rules.
So actually, this is...
Actually, before you do that, I'm going to interrupt you already.
Uh-huh.
We got a lot of people here.
We do. We should... Before we explain how we're ripping off a beloved and canceled podcast / radio show, we should introduce ourselves to all the new Podcast and Down listeners who have joined us in 2024 after our amazing 2023 recap that I know has
Just
brought
incredible.
so many people to the podcast. Welcome, new people. Who are we? Well, that's Dave, and he's going to begin.
Good evening, folks. It's me, Dave. And not only is this going to be an episode of Beers of the Round Table, I heard we're doing snacks as well.
That's a different episode.
That's a different episode. Well, that's a teaser for you guys, all those new listeners in 2024.
And that also depends on the state of our tummies. So that might be a distant episode.
I hope you didn't spend too long pairing your snack with your beer, because it's not gonna hold over.
I mean, Tim, that's why we were late to band practice today. I was busy in the pantry selecting the perfect snack.
All right, who are you there?
Oh, I'm Tim.
Uh-huh.
I'm the one who does all the editing and uploading.
All right. So
We're going to make it as hard as possible.
All right. Well,
I forgot you had your own mic.
I do have my own mic. It's true. I'm dangerous with it. And, you have to think about, in these kinds of podcasts, you have to have good subjects. You have to have good people to interview. You have to have things to think about in this podcast. Otherwise, you're not going to be successful when you go in to record this type of podcast.
So are you saying we missed it?
Yeah.
on all accounts?
We don't do any of those things.
That's Pete, by the way.
That was my football intro.
I see what he's doing.
All right. Well, I'm Mark. Not first time, but long time. And I'm a beer enthusiast, a person who wishes he could play guitar, and
So am I.
a fiddle person, I guess.
And you're sporting a wonderful ISENMOR long sleeve available at steelresolve.com.
That's true. I wore this shirt today, so I remember which band I was at band practice for.
Right.
That's actually pretty handy. I'm Matt. I'm the only one who wears a collared shirt because I'm a pro fucking... Oh, fuck, I fucked up saying I'm a pro fucking professional. Oh, this is already... Oh, all right, that's Doug.
Hi, I'm Doug.
All right, ground rules.
Okay, so we should mention. Now, I was just listening to an old episode of Big O and Dukes in which they said that they're happy if people rip them off as long as they say that we're ripping off Big O and Dukes.
Oh yeah, this is totally.
So we're totally ripping off Big O and Dukes.
100%.
Now, technically, I believe this is ripping off the Hogcast because they didn't do Beers of the Round Table on the regular Big O and Dukes, but they did do an episode. So each of us, I believe, has brought a beer.
Well, let's back up.
Okay.
Snacks of the Round Table.
Snacks of the Round Table.
Big O and Dukes' idea.
Yes.
And we have stolen that, switched it for beers. We're gonna rate them for metalness, and our table is rectangular.
Right. Okay. But we're sitting in a semicircle, so we could be.
I think we're more in a question
L.
mark.
Okay. All right. That's okay. So it's what is this? Beers of this rectangle table?
No, it's Beers of the Round
Okay,
Table.
Beers
I
of
don't
the Round
care what
Table.
you say.
Beers of the question mark?
All right. Okay.
Into the microphone.
Yeah.
This is a question mark. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
Tim's gonna have to boost a lot of gains. So each of us has brought a beer, and we each sample the beer and rate it on. I think you just said that already.
Are the beers going to help me with my gains?
Possibly.
Sweet.
I just realized I said I do all the editing, but I do as little editing as possible.
Believe those of us who air check Podcast Them Down know very well. There's a lot of loosey-goosey edits.
Usually when we request an edit, it doesn't happen.
Yeah, no, that's very true. But the one time it did. Also, by the way, it's 2024. Fuck you, Minnesota. You picked the worst flag, and goddamn you.
That YouTuber.
CGP Gray or whatever.
He
fucking
stole
ripped
our
us
idea
off. Yep.
and then didn't credit us.
Nope.
And then got like thousands more views than we did.
Yeah.
How dare you?
And by the way, that was the best performing episode of that month.
Of his or ours?
Ours.
Oh, wow.
On
Nice.
YouTube.
Well, that's because the poor people of Minnesota don't have a lot to do.
We also put up many times more content than he does.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Coming soon, coming in 2024, Podcast Him Down, the animated series. Good thing Dave's learning Flash animation.
Tim's already got so much stuff to edit out.
I know, yeah.
I'm pretty sure they discontinued.
Okay.
Let's drink beers. Okay, and I have a spreadsheet because we don't do anything without a spreadsheet.
Right.
On my mobile telephone here.
I'm so glad on the best of 2023 episode that we went through the album review scores.
Yeah. That was really
spreadsheet that we never revealed any of the scores.
Well, I mean, that we give people who are patient and who wait to the end of the year, what they want to hear.
Any eagle-eyed viewers, it is not 10 minutes to midnight. The battery in that clock is dead.
Oh, okay. That's good.
All right.
All right, who's first?
Oh.
Okay, so
We can start with me.
Okay, we'll start with you. So present your beer, explain it.
All right, explain it. So
Yeah.
what I have is a Narragansett.
All right.
Because someone
Wait a
ran out
minute.
of time today and didn't go looking for anything, so he just picked the best beer he had in the house.
Is that clam flavored beer?
All right, so it says the famous Narragansett since 1890,
Okay.
made on honor,
All right.
It's pretty mellow.
official beer of the clam,
Was that with an M?
sold on merit.
That's the Ryland clams.
What kind of clams?
The Ryland clams.
All right, so this is the beer that the guy from Jaws drank the whole time. But, the design of that one was yellow and triangular and very, very 70s.
Okay.
This one is not.
I want to see. Didn't Narragansett go through wasn't it purchased by several different breweries over like the? I mean, so since 1890, so that's 133 years.
Well, you can see here it says
34.
Yeah,
Visit-
because it's 2024 right now.
write or visit us in Pawtucket, Rhode Island.
Oh.
Narragansett Bay is in Rhode Island.
Ryland.
Yes.
Oh,
And-
right. Oh.
However, right above that, it also says Narragansett Brewing Company, Rochester, New York,
Wait a minute.
which
seems
is
a little sus.
very far away. So I like all the mystique. I like the clam. There's lots of occultish stuff in here
Okay.
that makes it metal. It also makes it metal, and
The can is also made of metal.
literally metal.
That's brutal.
The only non-metal thing, I shouldn't bring this up because it is a competition. It
is.
says, "Hi neighbor, have a Gansett."
That is so I was gonna say that's not very metal. However,
Exactly.
I have crushed a lot of Gansets at metal shows in shitty clubs.
Okay.
Now, did someone
And-
hand you one? Because that would be very Manowar.
That's
No.
exactly what I was
But so that makes it pretty metal for me. However, you also said I ran out of time, so I grabbed the best beer I had in my fridge.
Are you about to argue?
Brutal.
I mean, that,
Are you about to argue because
Pretty metal.
well, there's also Sam Adams Winter Lager, but
not
other
very
than the
metal.
word
Made the
winter,
right
I couldn't
choice.
make that metal.
but isn't Pete? No, not Pete. Mike. I believe Mike is the master brewer for Sam Adams, if I remember from those.
I mean, that's why he no longer drinks.
Yeah, that's
beer.
why we DQ'd him as a former beer professional. That's why Mike's not here.
So I'll be pouring a tasting, I suppose.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that's cool. Oh,
That'll be perfect for our beer can and bottle opening drum soundboard later.
Yeah, and I've got a lot of bottles I'd like to break for our beer bottle drum set cymbals.
Yeah, we want to make a whole drum kit just beer.
I actually
that would be great.
I want to take this moment to do a quick shout out to my college roommate Kirk S. Etheridge, who built an actual working bottle phone that was properly pitched.
Wow.
Out of our discarded liquor and assorted mead bottles. Thank you, Tim. It was
awesome.
Yeah, we had some wine bottles in there, but a couple liquor bottles. But yeah, he filled them with water and was able to play tunes.
So Tim has a distinct advantage here because we're cheap and we only have 6 cups. So
we'll be tasting this all night.
So maybe this might be a power play.
I don't think we'll be tasting this one all night.
All right, let's sample.
I've already had one of these today, so
has notes of dumpster and
It's not bad.
no, it's not that bad.
There's a time
I think
and a
it's-
place.
It has its okay.
Yeah, there's a time and a place for a beer like this, like crushable, a little bit of that.
yeah. Am I
adjunct
supposed
nose.
to?
So you don't.
Should I be advocating for the beer?
I mean, you can be advocating, but you don't rate your own
Right.
beer because
Well,
you're biased.
I will advocate. You know, it's I bought it for I got 30 of them for under $25. So it's also very efficient.
So less than a bottle, less than $1
and
of beer.
the other beers at that same price range are much worse.
What's
I
a
don't
deal?
think. Oh,
That is a good deal.
I don't think I've paid more. I don't think I've paid a double-digit number for this beer at any club.
And we should remind everybody listening in the future that we're still living in Joe Biden's America. So that's even more unusual.
And also, speaking of that statement, the first place I ever had a Narragansett was at a club in New England.
Oh, I thought he was going to say
Where was
Wilmington,
it?
Delaware.
It wasn't Ralph's Rock Bar, but Ralph's Rock
yes.
Diner.
Dave,
I had Gansett there as well.
have you ever had a triple-digit glass of beer?
A triple-digit glass of beer. You know, I mean, no.
Someone who's dead to me gave me a sip of Utopias once, and it was terrible.
But that's not even a triple-digit glass of beer. Like that.
It's a triple-digit bottle. It's
Yeah,
not a
for sure.
triple-digit glass.
For sure. But like
I'm sorry. What is a triple digit?
$100 or more.
Wow, that's a lot for beer.
Utopia.
Why would you pay that much for a beer? What is it gonna do my laundry?
I wish.
Is it gonna give me a Hummer? I mean, like what does this beer do that it costs
Buy-
$100?
The H2 Hummer, kids.
Yeah, we mean the gas guzzling early 2000s automobile.
It takes 18 months to brew.
And it's also like, you know, one of those bougie rich beers.
Yeah. Okay, so speaking.
It's the same. It's like in the echelon of scotches that you would pay multiple.
Oh,
hundreds of
like the
dollars for.
Lafroig.
Yeah.
you would. Maybe you would.
Like, I mean, that I personally would not, but like a person who buys expensive scotches. Anyway, the point is these beers exist.
If you
Okay.
would like to do a Utopia's podcast them down episode,
We should.
We could all
do that.
pitch in $20 and buy one.
That.
Math does not work.
No, it does not.
Shut up, Mark.
It's a $300
given
bottle.
given
We
that
can
this
each
is Joe
pitch in
Biden's America,
$60 and buy one.
Coming
Time
soon
to
to a
rate.
2024 near you.
Time to okay. So are we rating out of 5? Now, Big O Duke's rated out of 5, but traditionally our metal score is out of 10. So I propose that 666 is the highest possible score,
good.
and so we have to calibrate it from there. And so I will start out by saying I like the Jaws connection. That's worth a point.
Yeah.
And so I'm giving this a 1.
A delta of 665. Okay.
Who's next?
Well, I just checked my Untapped app and I gave it a 3 out of 5. So I guess that's like
what is that
like
out
a
of 6?
3.33 out of 6.66.
Sounds reasonable.
All right, sounds good.
I think
The
I'm going to
math's
have
wrong,
to.
but-
Well, I mean, the math might be a little off, but I'm going to have to go a little bit higher than that. I'm going for a 3.72. Just from the rock bar connection. I remember the fun caps. You know, on their bottles, how they've got those little pictograms that are a fun saying. Like,
It doesn't come in bottles down here.
well, for Metal Nation out there, where you can get your Gansett in bottles, you know those bottle caps where
That was a 3.72.
yeah, you know how
right?
underneath an Air Gansett bottle cap, it's got like a little pictogram that will, if you say it out loud, come out to a like colloquial saying or something like.
Okay.
What?
Kind of.
I'm not really. I'm familiar with the concept.
Yeah,
But
I'm not describing it well.
Aren't those the things like under the Snapple cap?
Yes.
Okay,
like
all
that.
right, okay. Now I know what you're talking about.
Clever thingies.
All right, it has a flavor. Unlike Bud and Miller, it's a bad flavor, but I'm not going to hold that against it. It's better than Jenny Cream Ale or regular Genesee.
I will give it. Yeah, it is definitely. I actually have some Jenny. I was thinking about bringing over, and I was like, I shouldn't be that cruel.
I think Mark wants to offer a rebuttal.
First of all,
I'll hold.
Jenny Cream Ale is made with the finest Jenny River
For generations.
for Jenny-erations.
Generations.
And it might be the only beer cheaper than Gansett.
It's true. The cream ale has a nice foam, and it is not as bad as the regular stuff, which just tastes like dead corn.
I want to say, I'm recalling something from college. Gansett is not a shotgunning beer, so I'm going to have to knock it down half a point. We tried shotgunning them a long time ago, and what ended up happening was basically like a foam expansion in my esophagus, and it was incredibly uncomfortable.
Doesn't. Yeah,
you'd
that
be
sounds
used to
uncomfortable.
that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, no. But yeah, too much carbonation for shotgunning.
All right, has everyone scored?
I don't think.
Doug has not yet scored.
It gets a 457 points out of 666.
So 4,
That is how you expressed it. So I don't know where these.
5, 7.
I think 6.66.
6.66.
So you're 4.67.
4.57. Okay.
5.7.
I am not going to conform, but if you wish to translate,
Luckily, we have a decimal system. I don't have a score for Pete.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give it a pie out of Satan.
Okay, so that's
That's actually a pretty high score. I'm gonna.
I mean, you started talking about Genesee, and like, actually, it's funny because like I saw some of this stuff, and I was like, wow, Genesee cream ale, because there's a cream ale that came out from there's a place local to here, Manor Hill Brewing Company. It's like they have a farm where they grow a bunch of the stuff that they use in their beer, and they came out with something called 14 Acres. It's a cream ale that is like the most delicious cream ale,
And yet
I have
you didn't bring it.
ever tasted. I can't find it. You can only buy it at their brewery. They don't have it distributed like any stores anywhere. And
Couldn't we like walk to that place? I mean, it's a long walk, but we could walk.
I mean, maybe it's just kind of out of the way, though. I don't know. Okay.
It's not out of the way if you're going there.
Yeah, but I never go anywhere.
You said that off mic,
I
but
know.
it's not out of the way if you're going there. Is what
okay.
he said.
All right.
So anyway, yeah, no, I got some Genesee, and I was like, oh yeah, great cream ale, and it was like
Is
$11 for
this beer?
12. Oh, so anyway, no, it made me. We started talking about Genesee, and I started thinking about like, well, yeah, I mean, how does it compare?
I know. I feel like
Look, I'm making content, okay?
Can you hurry up? We gotta do the
Will you shut the fuck up?
2024
I'm still
recap
trying to
show.
add content to your show. Anyway,
Sobering up. Let's go.
this is fucking TikTok
That's
right
true.
here, Tim.
That's true.
yeah, no, that's true.
All right.
Especially because it will have the weird fisheye thing.
And so, yeah, I mean, yeah, no, I mean, it's better than Genesee. It is. I can't argue that.
3.14159.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Who's next?
Dave is next.
I already gave you my rating of 3.7.
No, your beer.
For beer.
Oh, my beer's in the fridge, so hang on.
Oh my god.
All right, while he's doing that, who's going to go?
You should grab the crooked crab that I brought to them.
Okay. All right. Well. All right. Doug, go. No, that's my beer.
Doug, come on down. You're the next.
If that Iron Maiden beer is a single reference to
Podcast them down.
Senjutsu, I'm giving it a 0.
No. Don't read ahead. Don't read ahead.
All right. So we have Nepenthe, their impaled Vienna lager. It's got a very a reference to Vlad the Impaler, kind of a gruesome pop art. 5.5%. Good colors on the can. And
I would argue that Vienna lager. So Vienna is in Austria, which is pretty metal in itself.
Oh, I was thinking it was named for the Northern Virginia town.
If so, points against.
Should flash the can up to the camera.
Yeah. We should get a can shot.
Camera. Yeah.
Logo's out.
whatever I'm doing, Tim.
It's looking great.
All right, perfect.
I'd like to mention the fact that my beloved wife, Michelle,
Mike the Crack.
lived in Vienna, Virginia.
Yeah, the heavy metal ASMR.
Okay, I guess now we should pass the can.
Yeah. How do you want to? Here, I'll pour for you so you can keep talking on mic.
Thank you, Tim.
Pass 2 cans.
That's
So
a good idea.
my darling wife, who was living in Vienna, Virginia at the time that we met, had only had Vienna lagers made by Virginia brewers.
Oh, nice. I'm just drinking this beer.
Yeah. So I feel like you
take
know where
some.
this story's going.
She thought that Vienna lagers were from
need a chaser.
Vienna, Virginia.
Named for Vienna, Virginia. It was so sweet.
I love that.
And then I explained, no, it's a classic German style. By which I mean Austrian.
I think I can start. It smells. It has like lots of smells, which
Yeah, it
I'm not
has-
used to in my beer.
It just smells.
Yeah.
It just smells.
Caramelly.
It's got like a nutty flavor.
It just smells.
Too much flavors. There's too much going on. I need a pale, flavorless beer
Okay.
Oh yeah,
to
that's
drown
it's just-
the voices. You know?
just what Daddy asked for. Oh,
That's why it's a Vienna lager,
oh.
not American.
So good color on it.
Matthew, you got any more?
yes, it's
I do.
It's amber instead of like a
It's
urine yellow.
No, I'm pretty sure that's the color of your energy. Yeah.
It's a little. I would say it's actually kind of almost like a light brown maybe. I wouldn't even call it an amber.
Yeah. It's
That's
like
more of
it's
a-
like a nut brown.
Yeah,
kind of ale.
definitely more of a nut brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it's a solid beer on its own without the metal imagery.
I mean, yeah, that metal imagery is pretty
Metal
solid.
imagery definitely does help.
It is solid.
So I'm gonna. Are you ready for the score?
I'm ready for the score.
I see you had to unlock your phone with your
up, shut
fingerprint. And, your phone's gonna be sticky with all the mispores. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right, here it goes. It's good. I can feel the hangover I would get the next day.
All right.
But this is a solid
5.
5.55
Oof.
out of 6.66. It's delicious. It's everything I like in a beer, and I feel like you knew that, and you're just playing to get good scores from me. Is that true?
I'll take the 5th. Dapathine, we are the show is friends with the brewery. Check them out on Falls Road in the Hamden neighborhood of Baltimore.
Oh, this is Brian's.
This is Brian's.
Hi, Brian. You made a good beer. Too many flavors and smells.
You know, Brian, it would even be better if you were a sponsor of the podcast.
I always thought it was just Nepenthe. So am I?
I thought you said the E. Nepenthe.
Please let us know in the comments.
Yeah. Blow us up in the comments because we're pronouncing Nepenthe wrong. Is it a hard TH? I don't know.
Nepenthe.
Nepenthe. Nepenthe.
It's one of those.
Yeah, Nepenthe.
This was always a real joy to get into the shop when I was working at Gillies. We got all of their new kegs, all of their new can releases, they flew off the shelves. Really great brewery.
I'm a big fan of this brewery.
It's a really good, and like they were kind of like best known for doing the wild IPAs and like off the wall stouts and stuff.
Okay.
I mean, not like by the standards of some, but this is a brewing standard. There's nowhere to hide behind like hops and flavors and gimmicks and etc.
So I'm gonna give this 5.55 out of 6.
What's it like to be a heretic?
That was amazing because
Brian, you can
Doug
go ahead and
gave
write
the
that
review
check.
and Pete gave the score.
I'm gonna go 5.75
Wow.
I mean, it's
for the class. Outstanding.
it's good.
But you can't give a score. It's your beer.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Wait,
But if he were to give a score, it would have been
Okay.
5.75.
I'm just polluting everyone's minds.
Right, I like
Disregard.
Doug, what was?
I would have given my beer a solid 3.
Okay, that's good. That's fair. That's honest. Doug, what was your score after your soliloquy?
Oh,
I mean, Dave. Shit. Fuck.
you know what? I'm gonna get behind that. I'm gonna give you a score of 5.75.
There you go.
Yeah, paid off.
I call shenanigans.
All right. Mark.
So I've got a couple notes on this. So I love Nepenthe. Fantastic brewery. Was just there last
Not a
weekend.
sponsor.
Excuse me.
Yet.
Nepenthe.
Nepenthe. They have Czech dark lagers on sidebowl, which is a massive plus. Absolutely love that. However, this beer is kind of giving me some of those nut brown ale flavors, which is not quite what I'm looking for in a Vienna lager, and it also kind of has like a little bit of a hazy, dirty malt kind of thing going on. And the reference American Vienna lager, by which I judge all other Vienna lagers, is of course Devil's Backbone. And this is just, it's not as crisp as Devil's Backbone. So
Yes, but who wants to drive on I-81?
Brewed in Virginia.
So I'm going to give this one a 3.
Point
It's a good
against.
beer, but it's not quite what I want out of the style.
You know, I think I agree with Mark here. It's a very nice can art, but it's almost too nice of a beer. I want a meaner beer. I want something with more bite to justify Vlad the Impaler, Nesferatu.
Fucking impales your throat somehow.
You want it to give you the bitterness in life.
I want regrets. I want pain.
Darkness.
This is just
Fear.
It tees up a lot, and then
Emptiness
it's just like a
and
pleasant,
despair. That's what you're looking
companion.
for. Yeah.
Exactly.
The vampire does look awfully, like, curious.
So I'm gonna give this,
Like he's all like, "Oh, what's going on, guys?
I'm gonna give this a
What's in these
4.1.
Anybody got any blood I can suck?"
Wow. All right.
Is that everyone? All right,
That's good.
Who's next?
Yeah. It's me.
Dave, since he delayed
Technically, it's
things
still
earlier.
Dave's turn.
I see it's called Little Dipper.
Tim, I'm afraid you've misread this. It's called Lil Dipper.
A lull dipper.
Lil Dipper?
Is that your rap name?
No.
Oh,
but actually, it might be. Might be now. Lil Dipper, brewed by Union Craft Brewers.
Yeah.
Brewing. Here, right here
It's
in
a
Baltimore.
local one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Those boys
We're
also
doing
up
a
in
lot of
Hamden.
local. Was it Ryland?
Right.
In my experience, metal is nothing if not local.
That's true.
So that's my first point for the metalness of the Lil Dipper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Second-
Baltimore, especially. Baltimore's got a big metal scene in terms of like the local metal scene. I think a lot of other places I feel like don't have that kind of local metal scene the way Baltimore does.
Except for like
Dave does
Philly,
play
and
drums in, like,
Raleigh,
18
and New
bands,
York, and
Well, besides
Chicago, and
those other like
Bergen,
47
Pittsburgh,
cities, just besides those.
Aurora, Colorado.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
All right, so that's point 1. Point 2. The celestial and cosmic nature of the Lil Dipper's name.
Yeah.
I mean, stars are fucking metal.
Stars are metal. They make metal.
They do. Many stars are themselves metal, just casting out
Yeah.
cosmic rays of metal.
And they're basically just like on fire. They're
That's
just
what I learned at the Gamma Ray School
Yeah, so-
of Astronomy.
I was about to say some of those are gamma rays, Dave.
Do you mean the band?
All right. Well, while you pour that, I will describe the can.
Okay.
Very boring.
It's
super
It's
boring.
peach.
Peach colored.
It's,
it peach flavored?
The can is not very metal. Yeah, I
it's
would.
not.
I would agree with
It
that.
has a
yeah.
black circle on it with white text.
The Union logo. Thank you. You're gonna need to pump the brakes on those pours because.
Forgive me.
All right, I get half the can, and everyone else gets
Yes, I do.
a damp rag that will
I don't know.
dab onto their tongues.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
I got it.
You got it? All right. Sorry.
Yeah, so it's It looks like those stickers. It's a Revolver magazine gives it 4 stars out of 5. You know, that's what the Union Brewery looks. So it's
like every
easy.
other beer like this.
Too fucking lazy to even filter it.
Oh yeah. Get this on.
It's I don't know. It's yellow.
Nice can open sound there. Yeah.
But not an attractive yellow, like a slightly sickly yellow.
Maybe a mucusy yellow.
It's a hazy
Hey, you
yellow
know what?
for
Actually,
sure.
As someone who's just had an infected finger lance, I can tell you this is pus yellow.
So it's infected and not broken.
Oh, it was infected already.
I mean, that's pretty metal though.
How
I mean,
did it get
because
infected?
it looks like it's infected
that's a
pus.
good question. I still do not to this day know how my
The
thumb
story he told me was he woke up and his thumb hurt.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not a story.
I had a hangnail that I pulled off once that ended up getting like all infected, and
Yeah,
I went into
maybe it was that.
I went into a care first, and the doctor there was like, he's like, well, you know, usually I'm like a surgeon, so my whole thing is like I could put you on antibiotics, or I could, you know,
Take off your
take a
finger.
little slice. That's what I like to do, and I'm like, all right, whatever. He's like, all right. And sliced my finger open and got all this nasty infected stuff out, and it was great. You know,
That-
it was, and I fully recovered.
That is almost the exact same story, except my doctor at urgent care said I live for the blade.
It's metal as fuck.
Yeah, I was like, hell yeah, dude.
That guy's awesome.
Swear on the steel.
I was like, let's get this shit done, man.
Like a autopsy album or something. Yeah.
Victory.
Matt in
So
like a
the-
hospital outfit holding a scalpel. I live for the blade.
I like how no one caught that. That was a good one. So it smells hoppier than it tastes in a good way. It's not,
yeah.
It doesn't punch you in the back of the throat. It doesn't feel like I'm drinking grass clippings or glass clippings.
Oh, I've got a beer for you then.
Yeah, so it's lighter than I expected. That's pretty good.
It's little, perhaps.
Little.
Well, dude.
You should get some Foley of PP.
I'm not getting any dip flavor, whether that be ranch or tobacco.
There's no tobacco in here at all.
Are you getting Gamma?
So I'd put the flavor somewhere between the last two. So, if you're ready for my score,
Yeah, I am ready for your score.
I'm gonna have to give this a. Oh, it's better than I expected.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a 4.44.
4.44. That's
What was the ABV on that?
4.44. No, I think it actually was like 4.7.
Okay.
And that's actually part of the reason that I bought it, is because I'm gonna
So it's like a low alcohol, but still hazy.
full flavor, low alcohol.
Yeah, so I think it has a pretty good body for a low ABV beer.
Yeah.
So do I.
What is the ABV on this one?
4.7 is what I remember seeing.
really?
Matthew's got a can over there.
Oh yeah.
But
I was gonna say it's definitely a very mild.
This is
It's got a mild bite to it.
4.7.
That's pretty low still, though. Yeah, for sure.
This was purchased for and actually consumed at an authentic heavy metal band practice. If that influences anyone's score.
So is the Narragansett.
So is the Haze for Days. So I don't think that counts.
The beers that I brought were not purchased for and consumed at heavy metal band
Thank you.
practice because we would not have made it to this point.
I mean, sorry.
Well, why don't you take that bravado into the score room and give us a score?
Oh, mercy. Okay, all right. It's Pete's turn to do a score
Okay.
It's mine.
for this lousy beer that was purchased for band practice.
It's
And I mean,
4.75.
for metalness, I mean, it does have the local aspect of the Baltimore thing. The can, although it is made of metal, you know, the it just doesn't scream like I'm gonna, you know, steal the blood of my enemies or you know, murder their children in front of them. Like, it just doesn't say that to me. Like, and that's what I was kind of hoping for in more of a metal beer. This one, I'll give it like a 4.7 out of 6.66.
I like it.
All right. If you've blinked and missed it, Doug, while Pete was winding up there, gave a 4.75. I agree. I like the haziness. I actually don't mind. I like a hazy IPA that I could drink all day, so I like that.
There you go.
Until the little dipper comes out. But I also agree with Pete. Strangely, it's not very metal, and you know, being responsible is not metal. So I'm going to give it a 4.22.
All right.
Was that a 4.2 also, or 4.22?
4.22.
All right.
And last but not least, Mark.
I'm not going to give it a 4.222 because I'm going to rate it a little bit lower than that. I'm going to give it a solid 3.5. It's a good crushable beer, great for band practice, good body, a little sweet for me for a hazy.
You know, yeah, that's true.
But it's also not metal, and we are also rating on.
Yeah, you're gonna have to lower what I gave it down to a 4.0.
It's a nice
I don't
autumn
think you could give it a
afternoon
4.22.
somewhere.
I think we round to the two most nearest significant
I
digits.
believe we round to whatever we want to round to.
We already have.
You already gave a pie.
Yeah, you gave a pie that I entered to the 6th decimal place, so I wouldn't be talking.
This is fair.
All right. 3, but halfway there. 3 beers out, 3 beers to go.
I did actually bring 6 beers.
While whoever is next gets their shit together, if we had more Patreon people, we could afford more than 4 channels to record in.
That would be true. Yeah.
And we could afford more SM57s.
Yeah.
All right, who's next? Who's next? I already went. Dave already went. Doug already went.
Shit.
Is the haze for days? Was that the last one?
Yes. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Oh no, I have beers.
You have beers?
Yeah.
You have
yeah.
beers.
Are we not crushing a trooper?
Okay, let's go. Let's drink the Iron Maiden beer that I brought.
I'm still.
You drink my beers and I'll drink yours too.
Okay. All right. Very well.
That was off mic. You're gonna have to do it again. No.
It was on Mike. He's got a microphone. He's a pro.
Pete's head's in the way.
He's a fro pucking professional or whatever I said earlier. All right, so my beer that I brought, which was actually one of Tim's birthday presents. But
Yeah, thank you very much.
But then I didn't give a shit about him and left it in the fridge for a couple of days. So it is,
Dude, I gave you your birthday presents, not in June,
not in June.
in November.
But that didn't have anything to do with this. Much. All right, so this is a local brewery, Robinson's, and a product of England,
Vienna, UK, Virginia.
and so this is the created by Iron Maiden. I don't know what that means. I think that means created by Iron Maiden's staff.
I think it means.
I actually do
I think it
believe
means
Bruce Dickinson.
Steve
was,
Harris watched a movie about beer and
Yeah,
said,
he watched. What was that horrible? He watched
that does not narrow it down.
Beer Fest.
I think it was actually Bruce Dickinson was involved
Okay.
in some of the initial tastings for the beer.
Right,
Bruce
tastes
Dickinson
like
does
beer.
everything.
So,
That's my Bruce Dickinson impression. I don't know why it's from the south of America.
It has good can art. It's the Trooper from the song "The Trooper."
The song, yeah.
And
Did they use
same name.
yeast from Bruce Dickinson's Dickinson?
Oh my God! I hope not. This is apparently an 11-year-old beer. Not this particular can, but it was launched in 2013. The Trooper is an award-winning British beer that sold over 15 million pints worldwide. Iron Maiden vocalist Bruce Dickinson worked with Robinsons.
I'm sorry. Can you convert that into freedom units, please?
They sold 10 beers, developing a beer which had a depth of character, malt flavors, and citric notes for a unique blend of Bowbeck, Goldings, and Cascade hops. Dominate this deep golden ale with a subtle hint of lemon.
That
Again, that's
those
called,
hops mean nothing to me.
That's called the Trooper.
So we will get to hear or to taste the unbutchered beer on the new Bruce Dickinson solo record.
I mean, I was personally looking for the Senjutsu sake, but this is all that I could find.
So I actually recently did buy a Trooper gift box set that had a Trooper glass, but it was the Senjutsu Tor. So it was partially.
Oh
Senjutsu.
no!
Boo.
You can also find
Way to ruin
on
a
eBay.
gift.
You can find Trooper tap handles that they only gave to bars at venues that were serving Trooper, and they go for a prohibitive amount of money.
Well,
but I would really love one.
Patreon listeners,
I just want to say that I feel that this beer is at a severe advantage, unfairly so, because first of all, yes, it's made by made as a product
by a rock band.
by a rock band,
I can now
by
tell
a metal
that Pete
band.
didn't listen to the Iron Maiden discography epic.
I didn't get all the way through it, but
Let's crack that bad boy open.
only got through it.
Oh yeah,
All right.
that's a nice crack. That was a good crack. But what I was gonna say is that, and we're miking the pour now. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we gotta do it right.
Well, all I'm saying is
Episode
that
it's going to sound refreshing.
it's also at an advantage, an unfair advantage, because we read you read the whole description of the can and
Dave read most of his can.
did he
That was all extemporaneous.
I just talked into my beer instead of my microphone.
My can had a lot of various phrases on it, which I did read,
Even though I won't score,
but none
I
of
will
them
say.
were about what hops it was.
that's fair.
Well, so what? So
After the
let's
institutional
take-
position this
I'm
podcast
gonna-
took on Iron Maiden, I think reading the full can is fair to
Yeah,
them.
I mean, I think it's more than fair. That's interesting there.
So it's interesting because so Golding is a traditional ESB bitter English ale hop, and then Cascade is kind of that more hazy IPA citrus forward.
Yep. There's that lemon
aromatic
they were
hop, and
talking
it's
about.
getting
Yeah.
a little bit of that.
That is
hazy
good.
flavor.
That is
I
actually
remember
really
when
good.
this beer first came out, and we made a trip to the Beers of the World near RIT, specifically to ask them to get it and let us know when they were going to get it in so we could come buy it. Nice. Wow. And that was back when it was only in 16.9 ounce bottles.
You were in Rochester. You should have gotten Narragansett.
I was crushing a lot of Jenny 12 horses.
Ooh.
This tastes like Brave New World.
Is that a beer, or are you referencing the book?
If you
You need to
suffered
listen
through
to a
the Iron
podcast.
Maiden discography review, you'd understand everything.
Yeah.
You'd understand
I
the
was
weight of that sentence.
Very scared that you were going to say if you suffered through the Iron Maiden discography.
So
We were going to go out back.
look, I
Someone hasn't listened to Senjutsu.
and I want to say that the first Iron Maiden album I ever bought was Brave New World at Best Buy.
Sorry.
Well,
That
it
was
put
also
me off
my introduction to Iron Maiden.
It put me off. Like it really did. I was like, I can't listen to this.
Hey, no more lies. No more lies. No more lies. No more lies.
That was Dance
no
to
more
Death.
lies. No more lies. No
like
more lies.
Metallica,
No,
has
why would
released
anyone
an
want to hear that
album
lie?
in the last 15 years.
Okay,
not wrong.
I'm gonna start off.
Okay.
and there are some interpretations that say that the biblical interpretation of 666 actually should have been 616 based on like the Jewish numerals. So I'm gonna give this a 616. The number of the beast, oy vey, out of 666.
That's if you spell Nero in Latin, not Greek.
This is good.
Gematria
This is good. It's
I like it a lot.
they pump the brakes a little bit in a good way. Like again, like the IPA that wasn't too intense. This is also not as intense as I was expecting, in a good way. I think it would be terrible warm.
Yeah, and if you notice, I did strategically keep it in the fridge. So I agree. I don't think this would be great warm at all.
I mean, isn't it serving like that's a European kind of like thing in terms? As far as I know, like
cellar temperature, not warm,
Well-
but not like fridge cold.
As we learned in Germany, you know all those. You don't have to refrigerate your beers. They're drinkable at room temperature, which is amazing.
For a variety of levels of drinkable.
But that is you know, that's off topic here. I think you hit the nail on the head. It's a 616.
yeah, you know, I had a coworker many years ago that came over from Europe, and we went out to a bar together, and he ordered a beer, and he said to the bartender, he was like, "It's so cold. Can you like put it in the microwave for a little bit or something?"
This beer
warm
is
it up
cold.
like Game does.
I paid $3.50 for it. If it didn't say Iron Maiden the Trooper on it, it would definitely have a lower score. But you know, the metalness just reinforces the.
Another thing that makes it metal is there's more metal in that can because that's a bigger can.
It is a bigger can.
That's
Well,
true.
Is that can bigger than that can?
Actually is because that comes in the Queen's units.
That's
Sorry,
the King's now.
units.
Yeah.
I think when they made the beer, it was still the Queen. Though.
Right, yeah. So
Well, we've been watching The Crown, the final season.
Okay.
Does it count as Queen's units if it was created during the Queen's reign?
I don't think it was created during the Queen's reign, but well, I'm sure a Queen maybe. I don't remember when British pints were standardized.
Referring to Brian May, naturally.
Okay, all right.
5.
You know he has a degree in astrophysics.
Thanks. I'm going to take this opportunity to give my score, which is a 6.09.
I like
Nice.
it. I like it.
You know, obliquely nice. I don't know, man. Like, I think there's a lot of fluff on the back, which is what's bringing it down from the universally recognized 6.16.
The standard.
The standard in, you know, expressing the true number of the beast.
those 500s.
And, you know, I like it a great deal, especially because the first time I had it was in those 16.9 bombers that took 7 months to get here and skunked on the way. And yeah, like, because I first had it when it came out. Oh, and that bottle had been on the shelf for a while. And that's all I've got for my rating.
That's a good rate. I like that.
Thanks.
I don't have an emotional attachment to this, and my first sip wasn't positive, but it has gotten better. So it's a 600.
600. All right. Mark,
It's a pretty good beer, and it's metal. I'll give it a 6.
nice. Okay. We have Mark and Pete left to go.
All right.
Okay.
I only brought the one.
Oh, that's pretty metal.
I brought a 6-pack, but unfortunately, most of them were consumed by real life metal musicians.
Holy shit.
At a heavy metal practice.
He's doing the same thing.
I mean,
Practice.
Yes, I have
How heavy can
pre-tasted this, so I don't need to retaste this. I don't think.
How, as our Uber driver in Louisville said, How heavy can you be?
It's pronounced Louisville.
Loesville.
Lol for you.
Loesville.
How heavy can you be if you've got 2 fiddles?
He had no idea.
Loesville.
Well, that's why we. That's why everyone who doesn't have a fiddle has extra strings.
Wait, can you please call it dual fiddle folk metal?
Okay, so Haze for
Would be
Days
real
is
folk
made
metal,
by
yeah.
I've seen them fiddle.
Crooked Crab Brewing Company, which is right out of Odenton,
Okay,
Maryland.
crustaceans are metal. Odenton, that's metal.
Odin's metal.
And
Sort of.
so, let's see. Does it have the hops here that they used? No, but the can art is by Chris Bishop. It is pretty cool. It's got this ship with it's like shipwrecked and there's like ghosts coming off of it.
That's pretty metal.
And right, it is pretty metal. And there's
a tentacle.
There's like some weird like tentacle monster
eyeball.
thing, eyeballs like coming out of the water. Like that's pretty metal, I feel like. And then there's also a government warning that says, according to the Surgeon General, women should not drink alcoholic beverages during pregnancy because of the risk of birth defects.
Oh no!
Oh, that's metal.
That is metal as fuck. Consumption of alcoholic beverages impairs your ability to drive a car
just made
or
a shocking
operate machinery and may cause health problems. That is fucking metal. All right, let's have a
He's
pour.
the only one to read the Surgeon General's
I mean,
warning.
pedantry is metal. We've already established multiple times. The first time we
I should
established
also-
it was in episode 48, and we established it again in episode 64.
I should also mention that the can is made of metal. I mean,
Okay, all right.
It's also blue,
shit,
which
I
is.
I forgot to record the snap. That's all right.
Here, I'll do it for
Yeah,
you.
we'll do it in post.
Tim's gonna do all the edits.
Stereo. Oh, it's on the couch.
Oh, well,
Oh no!
This is way too much for me. Eric. No.
It's a lot. That's a lot of fun. And also, I just
Here, you take
You
the
did.
can.
Maybe Dave
Take the
should
can and
pour.
pour it.
who needs this?
I also have had this beer multiple
I have had
times,
this
so the
beer
people who have not had it should be the priority on this can here.
Yeah, the people. So yeah, I had some at this
take a wee
metal band practice with actual real life heavy metal musicians. I know it's hard to believe, but like I was there.
I want to attest that this is a
was
true
there.
story because I was also there.
Tim was there. Oh, should I soak it up with my butt?
So don't soak it up with your butt.
Okay.
I gotta confess, I've been drinking haze for days on the side during this entire thing.
Wow.
So yeah,
That's why there's not enough to go around.
no. Well, I'm not taking a sample from the can.
Oh, is that in your
It's in my contract.
secret submarine koozie? You got
Look, buildsubmarines.com. I want to shout out those Virginia Tech Hokies for their victorious performance in the Military Bowl last year in 2023.
But weren't you there this year?
Okay.
I can't believe you're not using an ISENMOR koozie.
Without saying too much about anything, I've never heard Virginia Tech and submarines in the same sentence ever.
You know, they are on the sea.
Which says a lot about it.
I mean, Virginia is absolutely a coastal state.
but not Blacksburg.
Not Blacksburg in the fucking mountains.
Well, I mean, have you heard hoagies or grinders though?
What is he talking about?
I like it.
Wait, how does that...
Misheard mascots.
Oh, he did a
the
sandwich.
Virginia Tech
crushable
Hokies.
beers.
Yum, yum, yum.
Sandwich stick.
Well,
3.5.
3.5. Oh, shit.
yeah, I'd give it a score around that low if Pete didn't advocate for it so hard. It's a 3.9.
Okay.
Nice.
3.9 is nice indeed. And I think what's the ABV on this thing? 6.2. 6.2.
That's not a score, that's the ABV.
That's the ABV. Yeah, it's not the score I'm giving it. My goodness.
It's a good thing we're not going to get that confused later.
No, not at all. Look, okay.
Dave gives us.
I'm going to give it a 6.3 just because.
Wait. Wait. You can't do. First of all, it's your beer.
Point of order.
Second of all,
If he were to give a score, it would have been a 6.3.
Am I not allowed?
like the-
Am I not allowed to score my own beer?
this is the
That's
fifth
okay.
time
You're
that
not.
like Dave has been talking, and
All right.
then Pete just jumps in with Dave's score.
That's
I'm
because
fine with that.
that's because
gonna
I
give
love
this-
Dave so much.
I love you
just
too,
I
Pete.
can't help it but get excited and blurt out stupid things when he's talking.
Well, look,
He's a vocalist. He's used to talking when Dave's doing something.
exactly.
I think I'm going to have to rate this beer a 6.3.
Wow.
I mean,
You're gonna have to lower my score then. Back down to 3.5.
Wait, what?
3.5.
3 point.
I mean, it's got the metal artwork. It's from Baltimore. It's a metal can.
Oh, that's all good points.
And did you
3.7.
Did you
Oh my
hear that
God.
surgeon's warning? That Surgeon General's warning. That just sounded scary.
All right, point of order.
Sounded scary.
You know, in light of this discussion, I'm going to reset my Minnesota Wild metal score back to whatever I said in
Okay,
the
all right,
episode
all right.
the first time.
I don't know. The Surgeon General's warning. It's like the parental advisory sticker on a
Makes
record.
it more awesome, right?
Well, except name one record that actually has that's any good.
Oh shit. Oh,
The Chronic
oh, man.
2001.
probably NWA.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Dave's new
I'm sure
MP3
fucking Load had it on there.
Divine Intervention by Slayer.
Yeah, of course that was probably the first Slayer with
Well,
it
that
on
was
there.
after the peak of Slayer.
Yeah.
I disagree. Divine Intervention was the best Slayer.
Oh, this sounds like an episode.
I'm just gonna give this a 4 and move on.
All right.
Yeah, it's
Is that it?
4.25.
It's not it.
Oh, it's definitely not it.
It's not it.
I have a cache of beers. Do you want to go dark or light?
We've been drinking
Dark.
light beers.
Oh, you need to talk into the microphone. Talk into the microphone.
So
Do it now. Do it now. Do it right now.
Doing a lot of beers that are light
Do it now.
beers. Let's do a dark beer.
Yeah, let's do a dark beer.
All right. So
Dark and not light
I
is the
recently went
night
to
beer.
one of my favorite breweries, Adroit Theory in Purcellville, Virginia, and I picked up.
All right. I know this is a 6.4 already.
I picked up this can. The beer is named Gin.
Gin.
Look
Is
at
it-
this fucking
It's
shit.
a.
Does
it's
it
a-
have juniper?
It's a non-adjuncted Russian Imperial Stout. So it is just your basic beer.
I don't need to.
It has.
I know it's good. No, I Adroit Theory.
It's a Russian Imperial Stout. It's clocking in at a respectable 12%.
Yeah.
Imperial. We didn't get the cheese that should be
That's
paired
true.
with.
The food that
I'll-
it should be
I'll stop
paired
interrupting
with is
you.
a braised veal shoulder with gremolata and a tomato olive sauce. The cheese is a Rogue River Blue. The cigar is an EP
cigar?
Caprillo Inch Ringmaster Gordo, and the music is Misery Rights by Wake.
That's exceptionally specific.
Yeah. Again, pedantry is metal.
Look.
As we established 15 minutes ago.
I think that this is
That is exceptionally metal there, Mark.
transcends
I mean,
pedantry and arrives at
one of
pretension.
the food pairings
Yeah,
is
like metal.
veal.
Yeah.
Veal.
Veal.
We're
Baby
talking
cow.
baby cows,
and
just
fattened.
young little
Tortured.
innocent cows.
Tortured
that
baby cows.
They're hung up by their ankles, and then they cut their throats and let them bleed out through their throats. That is pretty fucking metal.
I mean, I don't want to sway my
It
fellow
pours
voters.
thick.
This is dark as midnight. It looks
It
like
is.
a cup of coffee.
It is opaque. It's thick.
It's pungent.
Blacker than the blackest black times infinity.
Wow.
More My Dying Bride. Which just isn't a bad thing.
I could not
I'm glad-
drink a whole thing of this.
I'm glad this is last.
It also.
It's too thick. It's too much. Oh my god! I'm sticking
It
with
also-
my 6.4. This
I
is the
often
most
bring
metal beer
them to
because
shares
It's
because it's a 16-ounce can of a 12%
Yeah.
beer.
Jesus.
it takes effort to
Wait,
drink.
what percentage is this again?
12%.
12.
12. Wow, okay. All right.
It's not the heaviest beer I brought.
I'm going to dissent from the previous review. This is like dessert.
Oh, okay.
It is.
You don't like the sweetness?
I love it. I look. The bigger the stout, the more important the sweetness is, because otherwise you're getting obliterated by alcohol
Booze,
a
yeah.
lot of the time, and this doesn't do that.
This does
That's
not
a
do
real
that.
smoky, sweet flavor.
And char and smoke and char.
This is
And it-
this
it's-
is a necro black metal.
This is
No, that's in the bag.
All right. This is the second wave symphonic black metal of
Yeah.
beer.
You know,
I'm going to express respect and just give this a 5.55 and walk away.
okay.
So wait, who brought the old Oriole Park beer?
That was me.
Yeah, because I would have given that a perfect 666.
Oh, we can do a bonus round maybe.
no,
That's so many
I don't
bonus
think
rounds.
I can.
I think Tim
Tim, you're not driving.
I'm not.
Tim was correct when he ostentatiously, without even tasting it, gave it a 6.4.
I mean,
this is an amazing beer.
I could.
Um,
Oh, you know what they say? Always judge a book by its cover.
The motto of this brewery is "Consume life, drink art."
Well, I mean, they're correct. And if
Consume life.
That's
and I
more
believe by
goth.
drinking this art, a lot of my liver, the thing that gives me life, is being consumed.
That's also why they're trying to tell you to have veal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
guess-
pretty metal.
That was the last one.
we need Pete and Dave to score.
Look, I'm not six. Look, here's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling compelled to rate this. A six.
Look,
Here, what I'm trying to say here, Metal Nation. No, I got to drive Mark home safely. So I'm gonna rate this a
6.66 out of 6.66 for me.
Oh my god, this is the best bit.
It's Pete. That's from Pete. Thanks.
You were
Excellent
saying,
scoring,
Dave.
Pete.
What was your score? You're driving.
6.60.
Ooh,
Right.
That's-
Nothing attains the perfection of the devil's number.
That's a 6.6 out of 666.
that is exactly. Oh wow.
backup camera died, so I feel like the episode's pretty much over, right?
Okay, well now we have to reveal.
Yes, let's do
All
that.
right, are you ready? Let me just this. Oh, okay.
It's gonna be close. I feel like.
This is very close. So coming in sixth place with a score of 15.16159 is Tim's Narragansett.
Did not see that coming.
I can't wait for all the counting to be done.
All right. Next, surprising in fifth place is Dave with a 21.17.
Awful. Really?
Followed very
Deserve it.
closely by Pete
Yes!
at a 21.75.
Top four, baby.
Below the fold.
4 out of 6. Coming in third place is Doug
Nice.
with a very respectable 23.95.
Dude, that's a bronze medal right there.
And your winner with 31.61 is Mark's crazy dark 12% beer,
Congratulations, Mark.
just beating out the Tripper at 30.41.
Because
Oh
why
God.
drink a whole case of Narragansett when you can drink half of one of these?
Yeah, we should scale these by price.
Yeah,
Then I win.
have like a multiplier.
Well, price
we
per
go.
can or price per ABV per ounce?
I'm just happy because Iron Maiden lost.
Yeah,
All right.
Dollars per point, I think is.
I feel
You're off mic.
Dollars per point.
Oh, it wasn't
I
worth
have
it.
often played. I have often played ABV per dollar at bars.
Oh, yeah.
that's a fun game. That's why I drink.
Well, with beers, not
All
not
right,
give
well,
me the vodka off the rail.
until next time, Metal Nation, you send those checks to podcast them down for all the sponsorships that we deserve.
Do you have anything cheaper than
I've got
Absolute?
5 more beers here. We could shoot the second episode right now.
That's it.
No, we absolutely cannot. Nope.
Until next time, we
Well,
love you.
the video
America.
stopped.
Oh fuck.
Video sound. The audio.
Well, I mean, the audio's still going.
Yeah. All right, now let's eat these wrapper chips I brought.
Yeah.